Good morning. This is Bradley Smith, Committee for Open Debate on the Holocaust, not Committee to Deny Something, Committee for Open Debate. This morning I'm going to talk about a couple reactions that I've had to the Eisenhower ad. One is on YouTube. It's a reaction on YouTube. And I have it here, and it's done by a guy who I think is mature and well-informed from a traditional point of view. He doesn't use his name, he calls himself Stalin Spawn, which is okay. And he asks several questions. He asks, what's my agenda? Why am I trying to rehabilitate the Nazi regime? Why am I whitewashing it in the eyes of the public? And then he asks a factual question. In the sense, he says, why in 1942 and 1943 does the German government, why did they distribute what apparently were hundreds of crates of gas masks to Auschwitz and other camps in Poland, earmarked for use by the camp staff? Well, these are all reasonable questions to be asked. And the question about the gas masks, that's fine. The thing is, this citizen did not respond to the question. Why did Eisenhower, in his crusade in Europe, not mention the German WMD gas chambers? This is very simple. He didn't respond to the question. Now, the interesting thing is that, as I reported in the last issue of Smith's Report, Dr. Judith Apter Klinghoffer, who has a blog on History News Network, her blog is called Deja Vu, reacted to the running of the ad in the Harvard Crimson. Dr. Judith Apter Klinghoffer taught history and international relations at Rowan University, Rutgers University, the Foreign Affairs College in Beijing, as well as Aarhus University in Denmark, where she was a senior Fulbright professor. She's also an affiliate professor at Haifa University. Now, this is a broad who you'd think would know how to address this question. She writes on her blog, and I'm quoting only a very small part of it. You could go to issue 166 of Smith's Report and get the whole thing. Quote, those working for the Harvard Crimson must have a weakness for courageous Holocaust deniers. They published an ad by a well-known Holocaust denial group raising questions about then Dwight Eisenhower's account of World War II and the existence of Nazi gas chambers. Well, the trouble is that it was not the first time that the lowlife, meaning yours truly, not the first time that the lowlife succeeded in placing such an ad in the Crimson. He did so also in the early 1990s, and even succeeded placing such an ad in other college newspapers, including that of Brandeis. Okay, well, I'm guilty. But here's the kicker for this much-published historian who teaches all over the world and is the darling of History News Network, a site for historians by historians. She leads the reader to the webpage of the Dwight D. Eisenhower Memorial Commission. There, without going into the whole thing, I pick up this quote early on the page. This is the page that this professor, this internationally renowned professor, has led students and her readers and other historians to. Quote, although the Americans didn't know it at the time, Ohrdruf was one of several subcamps serving the Buchenwald extermination camp. Ohrdruf was a holding facility for over 11,000 prisoners on their way to the gas chambers and crematoria at Buchenwald. Now, we all know that the Buchenwald gas chamber story is horseshit. We know that, you know. Even historians know it, but nevertheless, they're still willing to talk about it. Professor Klinghoff is forwarding this story for student readers and other historians about Buchenwald being an extermination camp and having gas chambers to do its extermination. What are we supposed to... How can we blame students for evading the question or not understanding the question in the Eisenhower ad when professors like Klinghoffer are modeling for them the way to avoid the question and present false evidence about the unique monstrosity of the Germans. Thank you very much. I forgot my bloody coffee again. Well, ni modo. We're done. Goodbye.